welcome to the Experience Podcast. It's Daniel here this week. I'm going back on. It's not a vacation. Some people. So I tell people I'm going on travel, and they're like, "Oh, that sounds fun." It's like, no, it's for work. It's it's a work trip, and yeah, I don't like bringing. Like, I can only bring so many things, so it's like I don't want to bring my whole laptop and the whole setup. So that's why we're doing these. Oh, notification. I got to do that later. Remind myself I have to do something later. That's why I kind of record some of these ahead of time. But we've had some good podcasts on. We were supposed to have another one with someone. I think we talked about it on last week's episode. We were supposed to have one, but she got busy. But anyway, we're doing this one this week. It's a commentary on number 61. We're kind of going through our first episodes, everyone's first episodes. This is Blake's first episode. Number 61. Funny enough, we recorded this at Ariana's, not her apartment. We actually recorded it was it outside? Were we outside? I think we were outside by the pool, and we recorded it there. I think at one point or maybe we moved inside. Maybe we were going to do it outside, and we moved inside, or vice versa. I don't remember vice versa, one way or the other. It was in a lobby or a general setting. So the audio is not amazing. But yeah, so we're going to go through episode number 61, which, I'm sorry, there was a big truck that went by, which is Blake's first episode. It's always got, also, I can't say words. It also has Ariana, and, she was on recently, so, yeah, I think we're going to, yeah, but I'm looking at the date here. It's September 2019. What a time. Anyway, let's get into it. It's about 48 minutes here. So, yeah, here we go.
Not, you can't just think of stuff like that.
Just say whatever you want.
We have no imagination.
Just say whatever you want.
I should have thought of things to talk about before I came.
You should have. Well, okay.
I didn't.
Okay, what are the things you normally talk about?
The things I normally talk about?
In your everyday life.
I don't know. It's gonna be a problem, I'm telling you.
Okay.
We're pausing here. Just so everyone knows, Blake is not. I'm sure you guys know Blake, who was on a bunch of shows with me. He's another candidate for Snout Just Funny, although he is notoriously terrible at texting. So, but yeah, he's not that talkative. So when I think I asked him to come on the show, and he's like, "Shoot, I don't know what we're gonna talk about," but I don't know. I guess I convinced him somehow. And I think I told him Ariana will be there, so there was kind of a buffer. But yeah. Anyway, let's get back into it.
Hello, this is the Experience Podcast with me and someone else.
Ariana.
And Blake.
Oh, you guys actually got it. Okay. Usually people will just say "and someone else," and there's no one there.
Sorry.
Anyway, one of these people I've been trying to get on, I feel like a couple times. The other one has been begging to come on.
Okay, Daniel.
Begging. Actually, John Roberts almost got to that point. Did I tell you?
Really?
No.
No, you were there. I asked John, "Do you want to come on?" He was like, "Oh, I don't know about that." And then I asked Blake, who's standing right next to him.
Oh, then you asked to come back on, right?
And then John was like, "Oh, you know what? I'll do it actually. I'll come back on." But we need a deep dive into John Roberts' childhood and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, he may need his own podcast.
He's going to get his own one-on-one because there's a lot to go through with that.
Yes.
Anyway, how are you guys doing?
I'm so good. I'm really tired.
Sorry, pausing here. We did do a John Roberts episode. We did a couple of Who Is episodes. We did one with. I don't know. We didn't do a Who Is, but I did a kind of a interview with Joey Bishop. I did a Who. Then we did the Who Is. We did John Roberts. We did Anuj. Did we do Anuj? Maybe we didn't do Anuj. We did Chase. You know what? Maybe we should do Anuj. Put that on the list. We're gonna do a Who Is maybe. Just kind of getting a deeper dive into these people, because some of these people are very interesting. John is very interesting. Chase has a lot going on. So, I guess the Chase one wasn't really Who Is. It was sort of I forgot what I called it. I called it something else. Yeah, so kind of just these interesting deep dives on people. But that's number 63. So if you're interested in the John Roberts episode, maybe we'll do that at some point. We'll do a commentary on that one. I don't know, maybe we'll do it with John. Tanner has expressed interest in doing one of these commentaries, so maybe we'll find a good one for him to do. So okay, let's get back into it.
Tired.
It's been about 15 hours since we saw each other.
Yep.
18
In
hours.
that 15 hours, we did some things.
What'd you do?
I slept.
That's all you did?
That's the most exciting thing I did.
Well, what'd you do last night while you were out on the town?
Out in the town, I was just walking around, laughing at all the people who couldn't walk straight.
Yeah.
What about you, Ariana?
I went to Nadia's housewarming party.
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
It was a very small party, and
Well, you know, I
I
wasn't
stayed there
doing
for
anything.
like an hour, and then
Hold on, I'm pausing here. Why wasn't I? You know what? Now I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to remember the scenario. Why wasn't I invited to? I think it was just like a. No, I don't remember what it was. This was 2019. Where was Nadia staying at that time? I don't remember where they were. Anyway, get back into it. Sorry, we're just going through my trauma.
I went to some frat houses, but they were really lame. So
Really?
I left around like.
I feel like people say that more and
Well-
more each year.
So like, we went to two of them. I'm not gonna say their names.
Go ahead.
But
What do they rhyme with?
my
To be fair,
and
half the Greek letters rhyme. so-
Relt.
See, I didn't even get it.
Yeah,
from
I
that.
don't get that because
Well, those were the ones that the two different ones that rhyme with those things.
okay.
But those were kind of lame. The second one that we went to had literally no one in it. Jenny just wanted to say hi to someone.
I feel like she does it with half the frat parties. She's like, let's
Yeah.
go to this one because I want to say hi to this one person.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not even here.
And so then we went to Kappa Sig, which was very, very crowded.
Okay, hold on, pausing here. Do you guys have people that do it, or are you the person that does it? Where it's like, let's go to this party because I want to say hi to this one person. So we're going to this whole thing. I just want to say hi, and then I'm gonna leave. And it's like, what is the point of these things? You know, like why are we spending this? I don't know. It's like that's why these things get crowded because it's just a series of people that are just trying to say hi to each other. It's like you don't need to go to a party to do that. You could give them a phone call or whatever. Do a podcast with them, whatever, you know. I found that anyway, and then also comment like, yeah, people did seem to kind of sour on the you know, on campus fraternity parties to some extent at least. I don't know. I feel like it goes in waves maybe, but I heard a lot of people that were like, this is, you know, okay or whatever. But okay, let's get back into it.
That's Connor's, right?
Yes,
Because
it
Nadia
is
calls
Connor's.
me at
Yeah,
what
at
time?
1 a.m.
1 a.m.
It's just like 12:30.
It's like 12:30, right around the time Blake filled out the form. And well, at first she calls and she immediately hangs up.
Yeah.
Do you know? Were you with her at
Yeah,
the time?
no, I
assume
was
you-
exactly
why did
there.
she hang up immediately?
Because I think she thought you were asleep, and also, one of my friends is in Kappa Sig from GTL, and he was like, I can only get in like a couple of you guys, so do you know anyone else? And she was like, oh, Connor, but like, what's his last name? Because apparently there's like 4 Connors
Oh, really?
in Kappa Sig.
If
So,
you just say it's Connor, then they'll know.
well, maybe not. Maybe they're like, which Connor? But
Yeah, it's Brodzinski, so you guys got in.
yeah, we did get in, but the security guard was being really weird. He didn't give Nadia the 21 and up wristband, and he gave me a 21 and up wristband.
Well, maybe he thought you were more attractive.
He looked at my ID and probably said, "Oh, 1999, 21."
Yeah, I don't think the math checks out there. Blake, did you get wild last night?
Did I get wild? No.
Why not?
Why not?
It was your chance. And you chose not to get wild with us a week ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I've been pretty lame since I've gotten here.
There's 2 more opportunities with the band to get wild.
Okay.
And they're probably not as wild as the first one anyway.
Really? The last
At least the
one's
second
kinda
one.
wild.
The second one isn't.
Yeah, the last one's wild.
The second one has food.
It smells like laundry.
Oh.
Like you
Okay.
can get you can have dinner at the second one.
Okay,
if you
yeah,
wanted
that's
to.
definitely a draw.
Yeah.
I
I'll
wouldn't
show
I
up.
wouldn't
I
I wouldn't
wouldn't.
rely on it for
Okay.
dinner, but like
Don't
if
get
you're a guy who likes 4 meals a day, this will work.
Yeah. You can get some sausages.
Yeah, they have sausages and
Those are pretty decent.
Sometimes they have they usually have a ham.
Yeah, I have a pig.
A ham, yeah.
Like a full pig.
Yes, a full
Yeah,
pig.
like a full pig.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who goes through the trouble of getting a full pig?
the tubas.
Oh, okay.
They throw
Not
every party.
surprised.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so we started this game last night. We debuted it with Will, who Ariana hates. And so I don't know why.
Do not hate him.
And so it worked okay. Tanner didn't like a couple of the questions, so of course, you know. But there's 50, so we'll do 25 and 25, okay?
Okay.
And these are kind of like the segment, which is called Tanner wants.
Okay, pausing here. This is I forgot. This is when we started the game. Game questions or answers. Yeah, I forgot about that. Maybe we should bring the game back. I forget where I came up with the slogan, but there are no right answers, but there are wrong answers. I'm trying to remember when the last time I updated that document. It's basically just like a Google Docs, document of a bunch of random questions, and it really is. It really is just random things I think of, like when I'm walking somewhere or whatever, and like I see something, I'm like, oh, you know what, sidewalks or streets, and I just write it, whatever. And some of them are obviously crazier, like melted ice cream questions or something weird like that. But yeah, I forgot we had this game. Maybe we should bring it back. Sorry, my thing's going off. Okay, let's get back.
Wants to call it speed dating, but you should not be asking these questions on a date. Let's just say.
Okay.
I'm calling it questions or answers.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
the name of the game. That's one of the questions. Okay. Who wants to go first?
So it's the name of the game and one of the questions.
It's all it's like when you name the album out off of like the lead single.
Yeah, but you're giving away one of the questions. So now you're giving me time to think of the answer already.
Okay, what's your answer to questions or answers?
Well, I haven't developed the thought.
All right, well, you're not going to get that at questions, so we'll start with Ariana
Okay.
to take the first one. And these are more tame. They get weirder as they go on.
Okay, good.
Oh, yay.
Leave the weird ones
Yeah.
probably.
All right. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
This isn't really timed. Tanner wants to time it, but
Okay, that's
there's no
dumb.
point.
Yeah.
Because this will also theoretically spawn discussion. I mean, it did before.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Blue cheese or green eggs?
Green eggs.
Have you ever danced on a boat?
No.
Favorite form of public transportation?
Trains.
took you that long to think of that
That
answer.
was a Apple or Microsoft?
Apple.
Wide ruled or college ruled?
College rules.
Did you study abroad?
Yes. I studied abroad.
Did you study abroad?
No.
Like, didn't get that one. Okay. Do you wear jeans in the summer?
Sometimes.
Octopuses or octopi?
Octopi.
Do you charge your phone overnight?
Yes.
Hydrate or die straight?
Hydrate.
Okay. Big trash cans or small trash cans?
Big trash cans.
Microsoft Word or Google Docs?
Microsoft Word.
Microsoft OneDrive or Google Drive?
Google Drive.
Do you feel like you don't wear enough sunscreen?
No. I don't really burn.
All right. Well. Wow.
I'm the
I know.
elite.
Just non-white
Lucky.
people,
I
am I
know.
right? Black dress shoes or brown dress shoes?
Brown dress shoes.
Bold or italics?
Italics.
Questions or answers?
Answers.
That's the wrong answer.
What's the deal with airplane food?
Airplane food, it sucks. It's like all the same stuff. It's kind of small and it's gross, and they don't really give you that many choices.
Pausing here. Airplane food varies widely, like sometimes, and it also depends on like the length of the flight, right? Like if you're on like a quick flight, they'll just throw whatever they have at you. But if it's like a longer flight, and it depends, like I think Delta has a lot of options. They're like, do you want any of these 7 options? I'm like, I didn't hear half the things you said because we're on an airplane. So it's like, I don't know, just give me whatever. Unless we're talking, that's like the little snacks they give you. But then like the meals, I haven't been on an international flight in a while. Actually, I'm planning on going on one later this summer. So we'll see what kind of meal they give. The meals are okay. They were hit or miss. I remember the last international flight. Was it the last international? Yeah, I mean, at least the last, long form flight I took that had like a meal included. It was like okay. It's like a cheese sandwich or whatever. It's like, all right. I think, well, no, wait, was that the breakfast? I think the breakfast was like a cheese sandwich or whatever. It's like, okay. The dinner I think was like this pasta dish, which was okay. But I don't know. It's always interesting. I feel like, I don't know. There's a way to make it better, and it wouldn't cost that much. But I don't know. I don't run airplane economics or whatever. But okay, let's keep going.
Okay, that was good. Tanner was like, "You messed that one up." I'm like, "That's how it is." Concrete or cement?
They're the same thing.
They're not.
Cement.
Cement was used to make concrete.
Whatever.
Okay, grass or turf?
Grass.
Have you ever gotten secondhand sunscreen?
Yes.
Tanner was like, "Definitely no." I'm like, really? Procrastination or participation?
Procrastination.
Dessert or desert?
Dessert. For sure.
Should rolling backpacks be allowed?
No. I had one in middle school.
All right, last question. Jeans or jeans?
Jeans.
Okay, rolling backpacks.
I think I've seen one of those my entire life. Just one.
Really?
Yeah.
When I moved to Houston for like 6 months, that was like the thing at the school there.
You lived in Houston?
For like 6 months.
But you never told me that.
Well, I lived in Houston. Well, because I lived in New Orleans.
Okay.
And then when the hurricane came, I evacuated to Houston.
Really?
So it's kind of.
So how come when I said I was from Houston, you like didn't say a word
only
about
like
the
6
fact
months.
that? Yeah, but
Out
that's
of-
Houston's not that cool.
Out of 22
like-
years, almost 23 years now, 6 months is
Out of all the places in Dallas, why would
It was
you
a nice
live in
city, actually. It was pretty good.
like if I had lived
Or
in
Dallas,
Atlanta for
Texas.
6 months, I probably would have mentioned it to somebody.
You know what? I might have just forgotten to say something, or maybe, yeah, it might have just slipped my mind. I'm sorry. It was, I moved there, I spent, so the first half of, what would it have been? Fourth.
Pausing here. Blake, a big Texas fan. He's from Texas. Everyone who's from Texas just loves Texas, right? So if you mention, I apparently missed the opportunity to tell him that I briefly lived in Texas for a few months or whatever. But okay, let's keep going.
4th grade in Houston, so it was a long time ago.
Okay.
I do remember it pretty well. I went to like this, it was like this Jewish school.
Oh, really? Are you
Yeah.
Jewish?
Yeah. So I don't think that was the reason. I didn't go to a Jewish school. I actually went to a very Christian school in New Orleans. But the reason I think it was just because of location and whatever. I think it was recommended or something. So there was like a Hebrew school aspect. Anyway, but the point was like everyone there had a rolling backpack.
Really?
Like, that was the thing
Interesting.
there.
Yeah, the only reason I had a rolling backpack, I had one in 6th grade, and that was the only year, because our backpacks were so heavy, my mom thought I was going to get scoliosis, so she made
That
me
is
get a rolling
kind of a
backpack.
concern. It's what,
Yeah.
plus 10% of your weight? Is that what you're supposed
Yeah,
to
but
carry?
mine was like super...
And you weigh like 35 pounds, so
I was probably like
at that time.
80, 90 pounds probably.
Yeah, so you shouldn't be carrying.
So I should not have been carrying like a 15-pound backpack. But they didn't let us use lockers. They had little cubbies in the middle school, but they thought that people in middle school were going to store drugs in the cubbies, so they wouldn't let us use them, even though we had them.
You'd be amazed how often that happened at my middle school, though.
People store drugs
Oh, yeah. Like, if you wanted drugs, it wasn't hard.
in middle school?
People in
middle
middle
school,
school
I'm
were
telling
I
you.
guess so, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know about at your Houston Jewish school.
That was in elementary school. I went to middle school in Maryland.
Jeez, where haven't you lived?
I lived a bunch. I lived in New York, Pennsylvania, Louisiana, Texas, Maryland.
Lived in Florida?
No, but I go there all the time. My grandparents live there, so I'm
Oh,
there like
okay.
once a year. So,
That's like Texas for me. Except I lived in San Antonio when I was like 2.
like, yeah, like I go to Florida often enough that I'm familiar enough with it. Okay. Anything else on that?
No.
I don't remember the other questions.
Oh, one thing though, you kept going back and forth between Apple and Microsoft, and I was a little
Yeah.
shocked
Back
by
and
that.
forth.
No, there was one that was
No, it
Apple,
was
Microsoft, then it
Google.
switched to
Oh,
Microsoft
Google.
Word or Google Drive.
Okay,
Docs.
Apple is
No, but you chose Microsoft Word, and then you chose Google
She chose
Drive.
Apple. She chose Apple,
Apple
first,
over Microsoft.
and then Microsoft Word, and then Google Drive,
Yes.
as opposed to Microsoft Google Docs and Microsoft OneDrive.
Because I think I've always used Microsoft Word, and then people started using Google Docs, and I'm just used to Microsoft Word.
I think the formatting isn't as like Google Docs is definitely not as robust.
Yeah.
It's much more limiting in formatting and other things like that.
And Google Drive is just so easily accessible than OneDrive.
OneDrive is we get OneDrive with our school accounts, so that's
Yeah.
one bonus there.
I just like Google Drive. I don't know why I don't like Google Docs, but I don't like using like Google Slides either. Really, I was
Google Slides are a little weird.
a Prezi person in high school.
Oh boy, with your rolling backpack.
I didn't have a rolling backpack in high school. It was only in 6th grade, and I stopped. I went for the scoliosis.
Okay, yeah. Cement is what's used to make concrete.
Yeah, I know.
So, like,
So the
wh-
question is
Is
withstanding-
there a
dumb.
right or wrong answer to that question?
There's no right or wrong answer to any of these
Okay,
questions.
I'm just.
The question is dumb. They're the same thing. It's just one makes the other.
I said they get weirder as they go on. Okay. They started out pretty easy, although green eggs are not a thing.
Yeah, and I don't like blue cheese, so I just said green
I
eggs.
was like, blue cheese. What other color thing is there? Oh, green eggs. Okay.
You have green eggs and ham. You just put
Green eggs or ham.
food coloring in the green eggs and the ham.
Yeah, you should have asked green eggs or green ham.
Green ham. Okay, we can change it. All right, Blake, are you ready?
Sure.
This is where it gets really wonky.
Oh, fun.
Okay, but not that one. All right, first one. Do you have light sensitive sneezes?
No, I hold my sneezes in big time. So I wouldn't
All
even
the
know.
time?
All the time, yeah. I've been told
You've
it's
never
like really
sneezed?
unhealthy. No, it's not true. But I sneeze far below the average person because I don't let myself.
Can you demonstrate
Oh no, because I don't
for the
sneeze.
listeners? Could you please
Yeah, you see the problem with that, right?
just fake it? Okay, is the TSA effective?
No.
Tap water or bottled water?
Bottled water.
Wooden fence or metal fence?
Need you to elaborate on the circumstances.
There's no circumstance. It's this or that.
All right, metal fences.
Wait a minute. Did I skip a question? Oh no, that's down there. Spoon or fork?
Fork.
Do you use the electric scooters?
I have used it one time. Of course, I've been here for less than 2 weeks, so
So they're not in Texas yet.
no. Well, not that I'm aware of.
Really? They were in Europe.
Yeah, they were in Europe.
Yeah, they're all over
They're
Europe.
all
Well,
over
maybe
here.
like downtown Auckland. I live far from there.
Yeah, that's true. If you're not in the city, I guess. Where was I? Oh, are skyscrapers nice to look at?
I'd say so.
This or that?
That for sure.
Should cargo shorts be allowed?
Absolutely not.
Window or aisle?
Window.
Okay. Parking deck or parking lot?
Parking deck.
Sidewalk or walkway?
Walkway. Stop shaking your head at me.
For what?
For all of the last questions.
For all the for parking deck and parking lot.
All of them.
Okay, we're gonna pause here. I think we're gonna wrap up this first part here. We're at around 14 and a half minutes. Yeah, I just like listen. If Blake's listening to this, which he's not, you're more than welcome to come back on the podcast. He's busy. He's got stuff going on, and Ariano was just on recently. So, yeah, this is Sneezing in Texas, where Blake reveals he just doesn't sneeze. It's probably not healthy, and then obviously we talk about Texas because he's from Texas. So I'm surprised this episode has so many views. Wow, this is there's a looks like a bot commented on the episode. Yeah, so we'll be back next week for part 2. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, thank you for listening. Bye everyone.